the foreword to the book has 6 questions which have guided me, and I'm going to go through them rather quickly, and you're not going to have to write a pop essay on each one, because I'm going to give you my perceived answers. So the first one, and this is the hardest one, because we all have beloveds and loved ones that we know who've died premature deaths. And Karen made it to 70, and in my experience, that was a premature death, right? And I had to come to terms with that. And so with a sudden death, how do we know whether the universe made a mistake? You know? And so, you know, with a disease, you know, we say, well, you know, you have a genetic tendency, or there's some psychological basis. You know, we have all sorts of pictures. Or if you get just a cold, you know, or like caught a cold, right? Like you're a right fielder, and all of a sudden there's a pop fly. Oop, I caught a cold. Damn, I wish I hadn't caught it. So there's this idea that these things come from left field and strike us. And anybody here who had the original COVID had that experience that this disease came from outer space. It was just bizarre. So, and in Karen's case, there were all these signs that we had missed, Emery had missed, everyone had missed. And so after she died, there's all this self-recrimination of woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? And so, so to come to the place where the universe didn't make a mistake is very hard. And if you look at all the famous rock stars who died at their Saturn return, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, I mean, there's a list like this. And so you think of someone like Jimi Hendrix, you know, who is still feeding the musical aspiration of every young guitarist on the planet to this day. And so it's like a shooting star. Did that shooting star, you know, perish too soon? Or did the light that that shooting star gave us, was it meaningful in some way? And so the Shakespearean line, all the world's a stage.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
It paints a picture that, that life is one thing, that we're all participants in a larger drama. That's how I answered that question.